Riverdale, the asexual community has a bone to pick with you. Hi friends, it is Sam and welcome to the Ace Episodes, a series all about asexuality, the sprinkling of aromanticism, and my experience with the two. Today's episode, as you may have gathered from the title, thumbnail, and introduction, is about Riverdale. I've been meaning to do a video about Riverdale's Erasure for quite some time now. I've been a Cole Sprouse fan since I was a child, for many years. I watched Zack and Cody when it first came out and I loved it. Cody was my favourite twin, and since then I have been a solid Cole Sprouse stan. And because I stan Cole Sprouse, I came across Riverdale on the Netflix and I immediately wanted to watch it. So I did, without knowing that Riverdale was a comic and that his character, Jughead, was supposed to be asexual. Same as me, he was supposed to be Arrowways. How amazing would that have been? Cole Sprouse, my boy, my favourite out of Zack and Cody. He was playing an Arrowways character. But alas, I was not to know until I was a season or two in and I started looking up interviews about it, because that's what I do when I'm a fan of something. And I came across this Cole Sprouse talks about asexuality video and I was like, ooh, is Cole Sprouse asexual? So I clicked on the video and I found out that Jughead Jones, Cole Sprouse's character, was supposed to be aromantic asexual. Meaning, for those of you who are new to the Ace episodes, 31 episodes in, that he feels neither romantic nor sexual attraction. However, by this point in the show, Jughead was already dating Betty. So I wasn't best pleased about this, but I was already into the show. I liked it. I didn't know how the characters were supposed to act. I'd never read the comics. I just enjoyed it as a show. I just accepted what Cole Sprouse said in his interview, that it was a different Riverdale universe and that there was a version of the comics in which Jughead and Betty actually do date. Basically, it is entirely possible for Jughead to be Arrowways and still be in a relationship. He could be demi-romantic, demisexual, which technically is on the Arrowways spectrum. But he doesn't really come across as Arrowways. Before he dates Betty, he does. I don't remember season 1 that well, but I remember him being a grumpy sod who wasn't really that bothered about having friends or relationships. And they totally could have carried on with that. People would love Jughead if that was his character and he had no desire for a romantic or sexual relationship. But that is not what happened. Jughead and Betty got together and they were all over each other, all types of attracted to each other. So does this mean that the writers are acephobic? I mean, Cheryl includes the A when she references the LGBTQIA community in the latest episode and other episodes. So the writers clearly know that asexuals exist and that aromantics exist. So does this mean that they don't think an asexual would fit into their TV show? Does this mean we're too boring for them and that without sex or romance, a character doesn't have value? Because to be honest, I can remember quite a few Riverdale characters who are single and not in relationships, and they're fine as characters. No one slated them for not being in a relationship. Fred, for example, God rest his soul, he never seemed to have much interest in sex and romance. I mean, he had a child, but asexuals can have children and sex and romantic relationships, but no one called him out for being single the whole time. So why couldn't a main character be Arrowways? It really makes no sense. Plus, the show is highly sexualized. Like, everyone's wearing sexy wigs, lacy underwear, singing songs, shaking their booties. Like, it's super sexy. So surely someone opposed to this sexualization in the show would make a stark contrast to the other characters, make them really stand out. But no, Jughead has to be the same as everyone else in the show. I mean, of course he's got a personality and it's not the same as the other characters' personalities, but if he was Arrowace in this highly sexualized show, it would really make him stand out. Plus, it would educate people on aromanticism and asexuality, and I think he'd have a lovable factor. There are characters in other things who have no interest in these things, such as Joel from The Last of Us. He is my favourite character in The Last of Us. And it's because he has no desire for affection that I really feel affectionate towards him. So I feel like this could have worked for Jughead. Which brings us to the latest episode, which is season 4, episode 16 maybe? The musical episode in season 4. Basically, spoilers are coming right now. Betty seems a little more interested in Archie than she does Jughead in this episode. They kiss quite frequently and they give each other like sexy eyes. And this does make me wonder, if Betty and Jughead do break up and Betty Head is no more, could an asexual story arc be in the works for Jughead? It's entirely possible. I mean, it's better late than never, right? For example, he could have a storyline much like my own. It took several failed relationship attempts for me to realise that I wasn't allosexual and that I was aromantic asexual, and that could be the case for Jughead. Like myself, Jughead could dive straight back into the dating pool, realise he's not attracted to anyone, and thus his aromantic asexuality could be realised. I mean, it might stray a bit from the whole main plot of Riverdale, but you need subplots, don't you? Alternatively, there could like even be an alternate universe style episode. Yes, it would be a filler, but at least it would get our community spoken about, in which the characters are exactly like they are in the comic books. Maybe it could even be animated, like the Supernatural Scooby-Doo episode, and Jughead could be the aromantic asexual he was supposed to be. Would that be enough? I'm not sure, but it would be something. I guess the question then would be, would it just be too late? Has Riverdale just shut off its asexual audience completely by erasing Jughead's asexuality? Can they be redeemed for the potential asexual audience? I don't know. I personally enjoy the show as a show with characters who aren't as they are in the comics. But I also see the ace community's point in that the erasure of Jughead's asexuality is harmful. And to be honest, Cole Sprouse, though I love him, did kind of brush off the fact that they erased Jughead's asexuality. Yes, he's being paid to play a character that he himself has not written, but could he have pushed for his character to be asexual? Maybe, yes. Would they have listened? I'm not sure. Depends if they are actually asephobic. I personally would be grateful for any kind of asexual storyline. Just one episode of Sex Education did wonders for the asexual community. And Jughead just realising that maybe he's demi could do more for the ace community. I can't imagine how amazing it would be if Juggy actually came out as asexual in Riverdale in season 5. It would be so cool. I would be so happy with that. But I'm not going to hold my breath. But what do you think? Are you asexual, and are you mad that Jughead wasn't made asexual in the show? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think is going to happen between Betty, Archie, Jughead and Veronica with their little love square. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!